you can control your narrative.
Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to react on a personal development video, and it's about cheating. And you can stay tuned for the very end of the video where it's going to talk about this friend where she gets treated like she is doing something wrong, but she is not. But this video is about friendship and what to do if your friend cheats. So let's get this video rolling.
Here's another bit of a moral dilemma.
Oh, moral dilemma.
Up with my best friend because she cheated on her fiance. Yeah. Let's call my best friend Bree. We've been best friends since we were in high school. Bree had been dating her fiance for about a year before he proposed. Let's call him Eli. Eli treated Bree like gold. Basically, treated her as if she was his wife from day one, as he should. So Bree really never lifted a finger, never really did much of anything. She didn't even work. So when they got engaged, that's all she wanted was to get engaged. When they got engaged, all she cared about was wedding, and being in tip-top shape. Like, she immediately went out and hired a personal trainer. Let's call him Michael. Now, Bree spent a ton of time at that gym, okay? She was always at the gym, and she was always hanging out with a bunch of guys from the gym. Only guys from the gym, actually. She constantly talked about Michael. Like, it went from wedding talk to her and Michael talk, and how her and Michael were doing this, and her and Michael would go get coffee, but it was no big deal because they went and got it with the other guys, right? And, Michael brought her lunch. Michael was taking her out to lunch. Mind you, her fiance is like slaving away at work to pay for this wedding that's coming up, okay? He's so in love with her that he doesn't even see any of this happening, okay? And as her best friend, I'm like, this is pretty odd. I go to the gym with her a few times, and I remember a lot of things, right? I remember small details, okay? I remember Michael telling me that he wasn't from the town we lived in. He was from a town about 30 minutes out. Let's just call it Whitfield.
Because you already know that girl about to be in Whitfield.
Now, we see this woman saying that her friend started hanging out with men. Here she had a guy who was starting to treat her like that was his wife. And I don't think any guy should treat any woman like he's her wife from the beginning. Because if you treat a woman like your wife, then she'll probably feel uncomfortable or weird. And she's going to find out kind of strange. But you should just treat her like you're dating her. And that's one problem. I mean, this lady says that's the way he should treat her, but no guy should, because you're only getting to know each other. Maybe when you're in that courting phase, when you're maybe after like 3 to 6 months, maybe you can start treating her a little bit more like that, but that's a little bit beyond dating. But this woman, the one that she's talking about, her friend, is starting to hang out with more guys, which is kind of weird. And she's becoming more fit and not focused on the guy she is currently dating, which is Eli. And she's more focused on this guy, Michael, talking about Michael a lot. And I find that kind of strange, because when a guy likes a girl, either way, then they start talking about this other person a lot more and stops focusing on the person they're with, whether it's dating or marriage. I find that all the time, because I had friends, I had people that cheated. Then I kicked them out of my life because I don't like to hang out with people who cheat. Even if I cheated, I hope my friends would find me a scumbag and stop hanging out with me if they have any kind of personal development. But if you like this video, it's something different, but you could give it a thumbs up. It helps with the channel. And if you like this new personal development kind of reaction video I'll do from time to time, then let me know in the comments. Have you ever known any cheaters? Or do you know any cheaters right now? Or do you still hang out with a friend that is a cheater? Let me know. And now let's continue with the video.
For no reason. Oh, what you doing? I'm just seeing the sights.
Zimbop.
They're hanging out all the time, and they're extra flirty when I'm there. Like, extra flirty, touchy, flirty. Like, she's touching him in ways I wouldn't want someone touching up on my man, and vice versa. Like, if my man was acting like that, he wouldn't be acting like my man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of scratching my head, but I don't really say too much, okay? I don't say too much because it's not my life. And, like, not my relationship, right? Like, your relationship, your roles. Now, one night, I was up pretty late with my husband. Afterwards, I go to text my best friend, telling her, like, she's got to try this, basically.
Okay, where's she?
And you know how when you go to text someone, it says their location at the top? And what do you know? It said that she was in a.m. and you're in Whitville, okay? And I go to text her, and she doesn't respond. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is weird. Like, why would she be there? And it clicks.
Yeah, it was clicking all right. She couldn't respond because she was getting her back blown out. Brokeback Mountain, you dig me?
The next morning, I get up and I wake up to a missed call from none other than Eli. And I have a text from him that says
Where's
to
my
have
girl?
Bree call him. I'm thinking this is weird because, what? So I call Bree and I'm like, hey, Eli's texting me telling me to have you call him. She's like, oh, yeah, I ran out. I'm surprising him. I stayed out with like one of my college roommates last night.
Cheaters always get busted, whether it's the lies they tell or the inconsistency of the stories or even technology exposes these cheaters. But the sad part about it is they just keep on lying and lying and lying. It's easy to catch a cheater in the lies because you can ask them the same question a week from when you first asked them that question, and they'll have a different story because their lies won't add up, or they'll come to you and they'll change their story like, oh yeah, this is what I forgot to tell you, and all this stuff. And this woman, her friend, the one that's telling the story, her friend is already doing that, and it's like she just can't stop lying, and she's already getting busted in her stories of where she's at. If you ever dated a cheater, then you'll know that too, that whether you're a man or a woman, that the person cheating on you will have a place where they were at, but technology will expose them. And if you ask them the same question a week from when you first asked them that question, they'll have a different story. They always get busted in their lies. Just keep asking them questions that maybe you asked them a month ago, and you'll notice the stories will constantly change. So because cheaters and liars, they go hand in hand, and they're never going to be honest with you, and their stories will be exposed just by them opening their mouth too much. So let's go keep on listening to this video.
Out in the city, I have a surprise coming for him, so can you just text him and tell him I'm on my way home, actually? Okay, sure. Now, being in the city and in Whitville is not even like remotely close, even in the same direction, okay? So she's lied to me. She lied to me. And not everything is my business, but I clock that, okay? Because why even lie to me? I'm your best friend. Like, now, conversation really starts to switch from wedding talk to like, Bree and Michael talk. Constantly Bree and Michael. Now, a couple of days later, she actually messages me and tells me that we need to have emergency debrief brunch, okay? And I'm thinking, okay, she's about to give me all this tea. I get there, and that's when she tells me that she is going to end her engagement with Eli. And I'm like, okay. And she tells me it's because he's so controlling. He's a really bad fiance, and he's really controlling. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, how? She basically says he asks her too many questions. Like,
not gonna lie, that's a crime.
Often point fingers at the other person. Whether the person is really good, they'll say, that person asked too many questions, just like this video, and she's gonna point how that the guy was asking too many questions, like he's the bad guy. He just wants to know where his wife is and is caring, doesn't want her to be found in a place where she's not supposed to, or maybe in trouble. But of course, a lot of these cheaters will constantly point fingers at other people. But you'll see what cheaters will do at the end of this video against their own friends, the one that are not wanting to be associated with cheaters, because you are the 5 people you hang out with the most. So don't be a cheater, and if you're gonna cheat, at least just end your relationship and move on to the next one. I mean, you'll probably always be cheated on because that's who you choose to be, and that's who you choose as a partner. But don't ever just point fingers at other people and try to make them look bad. But what we can take from this is that don't be associated with cheaters, or if you're a cheater, then end things before you start your new relationship so you don't hurt anybody, or at least you're being honest with yourself that you're not happy in your relationship. You don't have to lie, you don't have to cheat, but you can just be a person who is dating and not looking for maybe an engagement or marriage. But some people only look for marriages, as in this video. This woman was only looking for the engagement because she wanted to be probably known as a person who is finally getting engaged or finally getting married. She just wants that validation from her family, maybe her friends, that she's finally getting her life in order. Maybe that's what she thought, but instead she was unhappy with who she was engaged with, so she starts cheating with her personal trainer. But don't do that. Just be honest and end things no matter how it looks for you, even if you look like the bad person. But only you can control your narrative. And check out AbbaAndPreach's channel and let them know that the Frugal Cyborg sent you. Everybody, stay awesome and keep on improving. Don't be a cheater or don't be a liar, but just be your best and always do your best. And see you in the next video, and stay tuned for the video at the end.
People make mistakes. It's okay to change your mind. That's fine. Be honest about it. Just be honest, you know? So I call her up and I'm like, hey, I really need you to be honest with me. Like, where have you been for the last month? She's like, I got into a new relationship. Like, I'm sorry. Like, she's like, yeah, like, I know how you feel about it. It's Michael. And I'm like, I know you've been with him since before you left Eli. She's like, no, I haven't been. Why would you ever say that? And I'm like, please just be honest with me. Like, please just be honest with me. And she's basically like telling me that I'm ridiculous, I'm making shit up, that I'm taking Eli's side, all this stuff. And mind you, like, I have known Eli for a while, like through my husband, and she begged to date him, and then now she's trashing him to everyone. Like, obviously, like, there's a morality here. I'm not taking Eli's side. And I'm like, look at this. I sent her the screenshot that I took months ago where she was in Whitville at 2 o'clock in the morning on this date. Like, I have it.